Hey y'all, it's me, Marty. Have you noticed that I've been trying to do a video now and then where I don't talk, or I talk less, and it's kind of a silent one, you know, like whether it's a hike or just showing something or doing something. I'm trying to do that, just bring in some videos. I know some of you, there's a few of you that really like my rambling, like my talking all the time. But some of you, I know it gets a little old. It gets a little old for me, honestly. So I'm trying to just do a quiet video once in a while too, but not this one, sorry. Welcome to another video. Happy Monday, happy Holy Week. Yesterday was Palm Sunday, and yeah, Easter's coming. And fortunately, I have to work. I have to be on the road for Easter. Yeah, I'll probably be heading out tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, so get back to work anyway. But the thing is, a lot of people do have to work on the holidays, and to be thankful for everyone who works so that many can be off. So yeah, I work a lot of holidays actually, which I don't mind. But Easter and Christmas are the ones I really don't. I like to be home and actually have some extra time for those two holidays. And I've never had to work Christmas, truck driving anyway. Other jobs, maybe many years ago I did. And rarely do I miss Easter either. I think I've only missed one Easter in the last 25 years or so. But yeah, I'll be on the road this Easter, but that's okay. Anyway, in this video, I want to share a couple of things with you quick, but I want you to be patient and please watch all the way through the video, end of the video. I'm going to show you a few little projects I did. One project is out of the new Scrollsaw Woodworking and Crafts magazine. But I made a few other projects too. I was pretty creative and made a few other things kind of from the idea, and that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to show you at the end of the video. Here's a quick peek. Okay, so please listen. I'm just going to ramble just for a few minutes, and then I'll show you the projects I made. So I'm going to make this a short video. So I want to talk about how to be a creative woodworker, how you can be a creative woodworker. Okay, and again, like many of my tip videos, it's just my personal thoughts, it's just my ideas and my opinions and values on things, and take it with a grain of salt, or you know, whatever. But I just wanted to share. I have 10 things here that could help you to be a creative woodworker and not just like everybody else. Be different. And I'm just going to share this real quick, and then I'm going to show you a project I did and how I was kind of creative in this project, okay? So, number one, don't be perfect. Nobody is perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all human. And, you know, the only one that was ever perfect was Jesus. And none of us, the rest of us, can ever be perfect. So don't try to be perfect in your woodworking. And here's the thing, too. For these 10 tips, it could be for other crafting, whether you do metalwork or painting or you know, plastic canvas and sewing and crochet and plaster and carving and all other kinds of different kinds of crafty type hobbies. And it could be for other hobbies too, and all of life really, in a way. But I'm specifically talking about woodworking here, but it could be for a lot of other things too. Don't be perfect. Don't worry about it being perfect. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want my woodworking to be perfect. I want it to be different and unique. And so I don't even try to be perfect. And it's okay if you take a pattern out of a magazine or a book and you want to do it just like everybody else does and do it exactly how it says, the plan, the pattern, the design, you want to do it exactly that way and make it as perfect as you can. That's okay. And so for some things you have to be accurate. You know, some things that have to fit together, yeah, you have to be a little bit more accurate and perfect. But for the most part, don't worry about being perfect in your woodworking. Like for me, I do one of a kind of things, and I'll do one thing, I'll do another thing. None of them have to be the same. None of them have to be perfect because they're just a one-time thing sometimes. Even if I make a lot of them, I want them all to be a little different. So I don't worry about being perfect. Number two, with that, be handcrafted. That's the thing. This is woodworking. This isn't done in a manufactured way. This is made, you know, when you do woodworking, you're doing it one at a time. And you want it to be handcrafted. You want it to look different. I do anyway. I mean, so I don't mind if there's a knot, if there's some different grain patterns, different colors, like, I made the empty tomb projects, and they're all a little different, and I do that with everything I make. Even if I make a whole bunch of something, and there is something I'm going to do today, and I'm going to make about 50 or 60 of them, but they're all going to be a little different. So I make everything handcrafted. That's what woodworking is. When you do it by hand, even if you're using power tools, I use a Scrollsaw for much of what I do. It's still handcrafted. I'm still doing it by hand. I couldn't just set it there and let it do it. It wouldn't do it. I have to make it happen. I have to push it through the blade and whatever it is, or use the carving knife, So everything I do is handcrafted. And so be handcrafted. That's another way to be creative. Make each piece you make a little bit different. It's handcrafted. It's one of a kind. Number 3, think outside the box. And this is a little box. I'm going to show you in a little bit. But think outside the box. Draw outside the lines. Color outside of the lines and the design and the pattern. Just, think outside the box. Think of different ways of doing things. And I know, you're saying, well, we're not all a think out of the box kind of person or creative. Well, I think we're all a little bit creative. God created us. I believe God is real and alive, and he created each one of us, and we're all different and we're all unique. And I'm glad, actually, because can you imagine? There's about 8 billion people in the world. Can you imagine if everybody looked like me? 8 billion Martys running around? Oh, I shudder to think. Oh, that would be a nightmare. 8 billion of me running around. I'm so glad we're all different. Anyway, think outside the box and do things a little different than everybody else is. I just like to do that. I don't like to do what everybody's doing. I like to be unique. So when I take a pattern, even if it's a new pattern, if it's something that everybody's doing, I want to put my own spin on it. I want to tweak it and just do it differently. So think outside the box, think of new ways of doing things. And it's really fun. And here's the thing. Being creative is really important, because what if the people who make the patterns in magazines and books and all the different plans and patterns that we use, what if they weren't creative? We wouldn't have them. Okay, so those people were creative. That's why we have those patterns and those plans and those designs and those ideas. So you can come up with new things. It's just like writing a book. Yeah, there's a billion books out in the world, but you can always write about new things and new ways, So be creative. You might be the next one to have a new design or pattern or idea that a lot of other people can use and enjoy. So yeah, think outside the box. Number 4, be yourself. Okay, again, we're all unique. We're all different. We're all created different. Every one of us are different. We have different values and thoughts and opinions and ways of doing things and the ideas and the different things that are in our mind and in our heart. Be yourself and show yourself through your woodworking and the way you do things. I mean, I think we all can see the differences in all of the people that we know that do woodworking and do other kinds of crafts and different hobbies. That we're all different. We're all unique. And, show yourself through your woodworking, through your hobby, through your craft, so that somebody sees that and they know that it was made by you, because they can kind of see you in that item, because you're showing yourself in that. So yeah, be yourself. Don't try to be like other people. Don't try to copy. Just be yourself and show that through your woodworking. Number 5, learn to talk. I need more coffee. Sorry. Number 5, combine patterns and designs and plans. And I do that quite often. I'll take a pattern and a design and I'll combine it to another one, or I'll think of another way of doing it, or I'll put things together, I think that's kind of fun to do. And there's there's millions of different ways. It's endless. The possibilities are endless. There's a plethora of ways you can combine patterns and designs and plans to make something new. Take one thing and put it with another thing, and then you got a new design, a new idea. And it's just really kind of fun. And it's just sit there and brainstorm, write down ideas, have a notepad or use your phone to write down ideas of different things, how you can put things together and bring up, take one thing that's maybe been around for a while and maybe something that's new and kind of put them together, do some different things, combine patterns and ideas and designs. Number 6, make it your own. Like I say, even if I take a pattern that somebody's done, an idea that somebody's done, I try to make it my own. Put a little spin on it. I cut it a little different. The thing that I made here that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, I did it a little bit different because I purposely want to make it a little different and make it my own. And yeah, just there's nothing, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Make it a little different, make it your own, put your own personality into it. Number 7, bring back the old and the vintage and the nostalgic. Some of those patterns that people haven't seen for a long time, and I'm trying to do that this year. I did a few things at Christmas like that, and I'm going to do some more things throughout the year, and even going into the fall and Thanksgiving and Christmas season. I already have some older, vintage, nostalgic patterns that I haven't made in many years, and a lot of people have never seen maybe, and some things that I've never done, and I'm going to try to make them and just bring back the old and the vintage and the nostalgic. This is kind of fun. It's good to have new things, but it's kind of fun to, bring back some of the older things too that were really good, like the TV. I have it sitting up, the vintage TV I made. Just different things, like the different Rudolphs, these Rudolphs and things, those are really old. Those are back from the 80s and 70s, some of the different patterns and designs. And here's the thing, y'all. I have the Scrollsaw Woodworking Crafts magazine that I get Scrollsaw patterns from. Then I have the older one, the Creative Woodworks and Crafts, which that's one I really like. That one's not published anymore, but I have a whole bunch of issues of that one. And then I have a whole lot of pattern books and plans and woodworking books. And so you can get lots of ideas and things from those. But look for the older ones. And you can look at thrift stores, flea markets, garage sales, look online, look on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, different places like that. People have older books and magazines. Sometimes you can get them for pennies or free at garage sales. Older pattern books and plans and stuff. Look for those. And you can even Google it. Google vintage and nostalgic Scrollsaw woodworking patterns and plans, or anything. They could be animals, they can be, and the thing is, a lot of those things are just kind of public domain or whatever. They're just it's a dog. It's like a vintage older pattern of a dog. All different things like that, and it just make some new vintage patterns and plans. Take those older ones and make something new out of it. And you'll see in what I'm going to show you in a little bit here that you can just let your mind run wild, and what kinds of different things can you do with that one pattern. So yeah, bring back the old, and I really want to do that more. It's kind of fun to bring back those old-fashioned toys and puzzles and decorations and stuff. Where are we? I'm bad at math. I get lost in numbers here. Number 8, keep an album of your artwork. And I've done that. I've been woodworking for like 35 years, and I pretty much have a picture of everything I've made. I missed some things, but so like if I make something new, especially if it's a one of a kind album or a custom or slow down. Especially if it's a one of a kind item or a custom gift or item or an order or something, take a picture of it. Because that way you have pictures of everything you have, everything that you've ever made. And if somebody is interested in something like that, you can show them a picture and make it again, And what's nice about having all those pictures, whether it's on your phone, I have an album on my phone of probably about 1,000 pictures of things I've made out of wood through the years. And if you have it on your phone or you have a regular album of printed pictures, you don't have to have all the items made. You don't have to have an inventory of everything you've ever made. If you have pictures, you can look at them and make them again, or make another option of it, or a design of it, or whatever. Or you can show somebody and you say, "Oh, I like that, but could you do this to it and that?" And then and you could just do that. So it's kind of neat. Have an album of all the artwork of everything you've ever done, and it's simple. Just take a picture, keep it on your phone, keep it on your computer. You can print out pictures, have an album. I've done that before too, but have some kind of documentation of different things you've done through the years. Number 9, never stop learning. Y'all know that I really enjoy teaching. I've been able to do some teaching through the years. I wish I could be a full-time teacher, but I really enjoy teaching and helping and encouraging and inspiring kids and adults too, whether it's just in life and all different things or woodworking or whatever. It's fun to teach, but I also really enjoy learning, and I'm always learning, and I still have so much to learn. I've done a lot of woodworking, done a lot of different things through the years. I've done a lot of things in life for that matter. But I still have so much to learn, and I never want to stop learning. And to be a creative woodworker and to always be changing and doing different things and fun things and unique things that people haven't seen, You know, you got to keep learning. You know, you can read books and watch YouTube videos and learn on the internet and learn from other people, other woodworkers, especially people that are older than you. You know, learn from other people. And that gives you other ideas to be creative yourself too. So never stop learning. And number 10, enjoy being creative and have fun in your woodworking. Have fun making sawdust and making things. And yeah, just enjoy it. Don't make it a job. And yeah, I guess, you know, some people can make a living doing woodworking or doing their hobby or their craft, and that's great if you can. But always enjoy it. Enjoy being creative. And I've realized that, you know, I always say that my channel, my YouTube channel grows really slow. I've been doing this for 12 years and it's still pretty small. Although I really, I'm thankful for each one of you. It's not about numbers or anything like that, but I want to reach more people and share my life with more people. But my channel grows slow because I do so many different things. But in a way, it kind of all is under the umbrella of creativity. You know, I started thinking the other day because I like to be creative in my woodworking. Creative in making YouTube videos. Creative in doing DIY projects and my backpacks and doing hikes outside and different adventures and music, playing my mandolin and singing and cooking and different ways to make coffee. A lot of that is all different ways of being creative and doing different things. So yeah, but yeah, just enjoy being creative. So yeah, number 1, don't be perfect. Number 2, be handcrafted. Number 3, think outside the box. Number 4, be yourself. Number 5, combine patterns and designs. Number 6, make it your own. 7, bring back the old. 8, keep an album of your artwork. Number 9, never stop learning. And number 10, enjoy being creative. Now, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I made. So I got the new issue of Scrollsaw Woodworking and Crafts the other day. It's published by Fox Chapel, and this is the summer issue, summer 2025. And when it comes to woodworking magazines, most magazines and books or whatever, they're a few months ahead. Okay, this is summer. Well, we're still in April, right? Well, the thing is, when people are doing woodworking, whether you're selling stuff for craft sales or you're making gifts, it's seasonal. There's different seasons and holidays and stuff. So they try to be a few months ahead so that you can make those things for that season or holiday. So this is a summer issue, so you can start making summer things so you can have them when summer gets here. Spring came out in January, I believe, February, so you can do spring things. And but yeah, this is the summer issue, and it's always fun getting one of these in the mail. You know, and you can get a subscription. There's, I think, 4 of these a year. The other one, Creative Woodworks and Crafts, they had one like every month or every other month throughout the year. But this is 4 times a year. It's fun getting this in the mail. I always like to get it, get a cup of coffee, sit in my chair here in my shop and read the new issue, or in the house in my chair in the living room and just enjoy it. And it's kind of fun. You see what new people are making, or new designs and new patterns and fun things, and people bringing back older things too. You see that now and then. And just seeing all the different things that you can make. And then not every issue has something that I want to make. They're all cool things. I think, oh, that's really cool and that's really unique and fun, but I don't think I'd want to make it because I like just certain things, you know. And but it seems like every issue has at least one thing. And I think it was the fall winter issue last year had like 3 or 4 things in there that I made. So it's kind of fun. This one there's a couple in here. There's like 2 or 3 in here that I wanted to make. So I'll show you what I made here. There's some really neat ones in this issue. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, good night. And fine, I should have marked it. Oh, all right. Where is it? I just had it. I just had it, y'all. So I hope everybody's doing well out there. And I hope and pray that you all enjoy the Easter season. So this is the project I did. A tooth box. Okay, the tooth box. Sink your teeth into a fun project that will charm both kids and adults. And the pattern is by Rita Sells. Okay, and really simple. It's just a tooth, really, right? And I did mine a little bit different, just a little bit. I went outside the lines and I made a little pattern. And it's just a box, okay? And these little Scrollsaw box, boy, but lighting gets weird when I do that. These little Scrollsaw boxes are pretty simple, okay? And I'll show you something here. So y'all know, again, you can use paper patterns, but I like to make templates, especially if it's something I'm going to make more of. So what I did was I just made a little template here, okay? And it's actually a little bit different than them. Again, I like to be unique and creative. So that's the pattern basically for the box part of it. And this is the pattern for the overlay on the top. So 2 little patterns, and that's all you need for the box, really. So this is the box. And I made this out of oak and poplar, okay? And it has a lid that comes off, and it's got those little what are they? It's a big word. I'm going to put it right here. I've done it before. Neodymium something, super, super strong magnets. And you just drill a hole, and then you glue the magnets in. And they work really cool. I've used these for some little boxes and trinket boxes and keepsake boxes, puzzle boxes. They work really well. And so, yeah, that's the box. It's kind of neat. So basically, to make any kind of box like this, any kind of tiny little box on the Scrollsaw, it's so simple, y'all. So you could basically just have one pattern. Okay, it's a tooth pattern. Okay, and so basically, you just cut like 1/4 inch material, maybe for the bottom, and then like 3/4 inch or 1 inch or whatever you have. You can only go 2 inches thick on the Scrollsaw. And then you cut the box part or the cavity. See what I did there? Cavity. It's a tooth. Well, anyway, I got a stupid sense of humor. But you cut the box part, the cavity part. And then you glue them you have to cut that out separately. Then you sand everything, and then you glue those 2 pieces together. And then you basically have a box. So you can use the same idea, and I'm going to show you. You can use the same idea to make a little box, to make a bowl, to make a tray, a dish, basket, all different kinds of things like that. You just cut a bottom and then the cavity part, and you glue them together, and you have a box, okay? Then you just make the lid. And you can do different ways. There's different ways I've done lids. I've done some that had like a dowel where it just swivels open. I've done some where I made it so I put another piece here where then it just kind of snaps on, or the lid kind of goes in. Or you can do it this way using magnets, and it's really cool. So yeah, you have a bottom, you have the cavity, and then you have the top. And I don't always do 2-layer tops. Most of the time I don't. But that's how they did it in this plan, and it's kind of neat contrast. So yeah, that's basically a little tooth box. And this can be for, if you're a parent and you have kids and you do the whole tooth fairy thing, so they can put their little tooth in there and, put it next to their bed, or put it under their pillow or whatever. Then the tooth fairy will come, and there'll be a little dollar in there or a dime or whatever. So you can do that. This would be cool for, you propose to your spouse, and you can put the whole engagement ring in there. You can use this for, just little trinkets. Yes, this is a small one. There's not much room in there, but you can have a little thing in there, a little treasure, or a necklace, or some little special marble or jelly bean or whatever. You can give this for Easter. This could be a little thing. Put some candy in there, or whatever, or chocolate or anything. So yeah, it could be a neat little. What I like about little trinket boxes, keepsake boxes, and stuff like this is the box alone is a wonderful gift, but then you can put something in it too. So kind of neat. It's a little tooth box. And I actually did mine a little bit different, the pattern a little bit different. So basically their pattern here, the bottom of the teeth, I don't know what that's called, those little things on the bottom of a tooth that go into your gums. I don't know what that's called, but theirs a little bit longer. I made mine more shallow. The reason I made mine more shallow is I just wanted more of the box cut out, and I could even have done more if there wasn't a magnet there. And that's another thing you could do. You could actually have just one magnet, and it could swivel or whatever. And again, you can do it with a dowel. There's different ways to do lids. And sometimes you don't even have to have a lid. So it's kind of cool, a little tooth box. So yeah. So then I thought, okay, that tooth box is kind of cool, but what else can I do with a tooth? So I thought, I can do a little tray, a little bowl, a little dish. Same thing as all I did was, and that's what I've done before too. I think I've done a few videos like that. I think I did, years ago, I did a mandolin, a mandolin pattern. And I made I don't know what it was. I think it was like 7 or 10 different items with the same pattern, but I changed the size. I made an ornament size. I made a plaque size. You just change the size of that same pattern. You can make all different things. And I did it with the Minnesota, I believe, too. I think I've done it a few times. So it's fun to do that once in a while, just kind of a fun challenge. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to use the same pattern, basically, and make another thing. Well, you can use it, and there's different ways you can make different sizes of your pattern. You can use a copy machine, or, you know, you can use, what's that one thing? It's like there's like wood rods or things, and you draw one, you can trace one, you can really make any size. That would be a fun project to make. I'll put it right here if I think of the name of it. But that's one way you can resize patterns. Another way, and this is what I do most of the time, just draw it. I just looked at that pattern, and then I just drew a bigger pattern. That's all I did. And so again, if you want to make a bowl or a basket or a dish or a tray, like dump trays, you know, or the little trinket trays you have next to your bedside for your watch and your jewelry, money, or whatever. Great way to do this. You can do any shape in the world, y'all. And as all this is you just cut the bottom, and then you cut the top. You cut the box, the cavity. Again, there's a little pun there, but and just glue them together. And I just did a clear coat. It's still a little wet. This is maple and cherry. So, and it's just it's like a little candy dish. So I was gonna put some candy in here, which is kind of ironic. You know, it's a tooth, and then you got jelly beans in there. You know, sugar, the sweet. But anyway, a little candy dish, a little tray, a little dump thing, a little box or whatever, you know, basically the same pattern, but it's, you know, a different size. Then also, whoop, falling apart here. I made another size, and this is a little bit bigger, and this is a puzzle. I made a kid's puzzle, and it's only a few pieces, but that's what I usually do. I only do them like 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces or whatever, but you can do smaller pieces and make them. It's a tooth puzzle, and this is out of poplar. Very cool, very simple, very easy. And another way you can resize things is to, and I've done this before. I think I did it for one of these. Is you take a washer, right? And you take your pattern and you take a pencil. You put the pencil or the pen inside the washer and you draw a round. So that's going to keep it about 1/8 or 1/4 inch wider. And so now you're making it wider. Take a bigger washer. There's, you know, different ways of, you know, making patterns larger or smaller. But yeah, a tooth puzzle. Okay. And then I did one more. I made this one a little bit bigger. I made a little cutting board. Cats chasing our birds. I don't like cats, y'all. I love the birds. Anyway. A maple little cutting board, a little cheese board, or a little charcuterie board. Just a solid piece of maple. And made this one a little bit bigger and rounded the edges over. You could router, that's what I do usually, but I just sanded it. But a little cheese board, a little cutting board, a little charcuterie board made out of solid maple. Yeah, so I got a few food. Oh, and one more. One more. This one's kind of cool too. A 3D compound cut tooth with a hole drilled in top. It's a toothpick holder. Another ironic thing, you have toothpicks for a teeth, because you get things, the turkey gets stuck in your teeth and the broccoli, and so. But you can put it holds toothpicks. I should have grabbed some toothpicks. Actually, I should have got some candy for them to demonstrate. But anyway, you can kind of see the picture. And this was so simple. I just drew it, y'all. I didn't even make a pattern. I just drew a tooth on and what I used was 1.5 by 1.5 pine. You know, they're or 2 by 2 basically, but it's 1.5 by 1.5, which is great for all kinds of compound cut names and words and you can do. There's a million. Matter of fact, this magazine has a swan in there. You can do like that too. I really enjoy doing 3D compound cut things, whether they're names or words or shapes. You can do any animal. You can do anything. I just drew a tooth on one side and drew it on the other side too, and I pretty much tried to do it the same, so it looks pretty good. And it's a tooth, and it stands up. You know, hold toothpicks. How cool is that? So yeah, a little box, a toothpick holder, a little candy dish, a cutting board, and a puzzle, all out of the same pattern. I just resized it and think outside the box. Be creative, y'all. Okay. "30 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes it just gets long. But some of you enjoy it. Anyway. I'm going to end this video. Just wanted to show you, give you my 10 tips of how to be a creative woodworker. And not be like everybody else. Be different. Be unique. Be yourself. And yeah, I don't know. Show you a new project I made out of the new Scrollsaw magazine I got. And a few patterns. I just started, my mind started going, and I came up with a bunch of more ideas, and this is kind of fun just to see what you can do. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.